The distress beacon pulsed through the cosmic void, its desperate signal reaching across star systems in a standard galactic frequency. The message was simple, transmitted in the universal trade language: peaceful mining colony under attack. Request immediate assistance from any civilized species. Coordinates attached. Commander Zara Voss studied the transmission from the bridge of the U.S. Retribution, her weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of tactical displays. Around her, the crew of the massive dreadnought moved with practiced efficiency, their movements sharp and purposeful. The ship itself was a monument to human engineering, bristling with weapons, armored like a fortress, and built to survive the kind of warfare that had forged humanity into the galaxy's most feared species. Signal originated from the Kepler 442 system, reported Lieutenant Torres from the communications station. Long-range scans show multiple unknown vessels in orbit around the fourth planet. Voss nodded grimly. Time to intercept? 18 hours at maximum burn, Commander. The decision took less than a second. Humanity had a reputation to maintain, and more importantly, they had never ignored a distress call regardless of species. All hands prepare for combat acceleration. Signal the rest of the fleet. What the desperate aliens didn't know was that their plea for help had reached the wrong corner of the galaxy. They had expected a response from the Galactic Council's peacekeeping forces, civilized beings who would arrive with diplomatic solutions and minimal violence. Instead, their message had been intercepted by the human fleet, fresh from a border skirmish with raiders in the Centauri sector. 18 hours later, the human fleet dropped out of hyperspace like avenging angels. 7 massive warships materialized in formation, their weapon systems already charging. The attacking vessels, sleek, predatory craft belonging to the notorious Vex Syndicate, had been methodically bombarding the surface of the mining colony below. The lead Vex commander, a reptilian creature named SSK-Tar, received the incoming transmission with confusion. The voice that crackled through his speakers was harsh, uncompromising, and spoke in broken galactic standard with a peculiar accent. Unknown vessels, you are attacking a civilian population. Withdraw immediately or face consequences. SSK-Tar's mandibles clicked in amusement. 7 ships against his fleet of 23? These newcomers were either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. He had heard whispers of a species called humans in the Outer Rim, Deathworlders who had somehow achieved spaceflight, but surely they wouldn't be foolish enough to challenge the Vex Syndicate. Unidentified vessels, you are interfering with a legitimate salvage operation. Withdraw or be destroyed. The response came not in words, but in weapons fire. The human fleet moved like wolves, their ships dancing through space with lethal grace. Plasma cannons and missile batteries erupted in synchronized fury. The Vex had expected a conventional engagement, but the humans fought with a brutality that defied galactic warfare conventions. They targeted life support systems, rammed damaged vessels, and showed no mercy to those who surrendered. Within 30 minutes, the Vex fleet was scattered debris and fleeing survivors. On the planet below, the mining colony's inhabitants, a peaceful species of crystalline beings called the Mycelians, watched in stunned silence as their saviors descended from the stars. The rescue shuttles that landed were military transports, and the beings that emerged were unlike anything in their experience. Elder Kithra, the colony's leader, approached the human commander with reverence and terror in equal measure. These saviors were bipedal like many species, but there was something predatory in their movements, something dangerous in their eyes. We thank you for your assistance, Kithra managed, her crystalline voice chiming like wind through caves. We had sent a distress signal hoping for peacekeepers. Commander Voss removed her helmet, revealing a scarred face and eyes that had seen too much war. Peacekeepers are for keeping peace, she replied simply. We're what happens when peace fails. The Mycelians learned that day that sometimes the wrong species responding to your distress call was exactly what you needed. The galaxy had its peacekeepers, its diplomats, and its civilized solutions. But sometimes, when violence was the only language the enemy understood, you needed someone who spoke it fluently. The human fleet departed as quickly as it had arrived, leaving behind a grateful colony and a new legend whispered across the stars. When all else fails, pray that the Deathworlders hear your call.